Hello, bonjour, and in some cases, konnichiwa. The rookie showcase is officially over. One game was pretty good, the other game was not so good, I guess we could say. But in today's video, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my thoughts on some of the players who attended, and in some cases, I'm going to be brutally honest. But before we begin, today's video is brought to you by the good folks over at Miraj Trading. And if you like collecting, if you're planning to be on the hunt for one of these beautiful Ivan Demidov Young Guns cards as soon as they're available, well, MirageTrading.com is a good place to start looking. You can find all their links in the description of today's video, but now it's time to evaluate. Alright, so I'm going to keep this pretty simple. I'm going to do it as a tier list. We got star tier, really good tier, average tier, underwhelming tier, and of course, welcome to Walmart. First up on the list is going to be my boy Adam Engstrom, and you know what? I thought he was pretty good out there. In fact, I thought he was probably the best Habs defenseman who participated in this rookie showcase. So I guess that means Engstrom gets a spot in the really good category. Good for you. You get a sticker. Next up, we got Andrew MacLeod, a defenseman who was drafted in round 6 at the 2025 draft. Not gonna lie, the only time I really noticed him is when he was chucking bombs with Landon Sim against the Leafs. And look, that is gonna give him some brownie points, okay? It keeps him out of Walmart and puts him right here in the not good category. But again, that doesn't mean I don't like him. I just didn't feel like this young man stood out. Next up, we get the mugshot of Arseny Radkov. This is yet another player who was drafted in 2025. This time it's a goaltender. And I wouldn't say he was good. I wouldn't say he was average. I'd just say he was a bit underwhelming. But again, that's okay. It's 2 games, and he's going to have plenty of time to redeem himself. Next up on the list is Igor Guryanov, who's a right winger that was just signed to a 1-year contract with the Rocket. I don't know. Didn't really notice him, and that's why he's going to be the first man who goes in the Walmart tier. But don't worry, my friend, because you are not going to be alone. Next up, we got Joseph Dunlap, who's pretty much in the same situation. Just signed a 1-year contract with the Rocket. I didn't notice him on the ice. I don't even remember him playing. And now, in the future, it looks like Walmart is carrying Dunlaps. Pretty cool. Moving right along to David Reinbacher, a 5th overall pick from 2023, and I know this is going to piss a lot of people off. But I thought Engstrom looked better. And again, for a guy who's supposed to be a high-end prospect like Reinbacher, I thought he was a little underwhelming. Just saying. Somebody in my comment section said a couple of days ago, popcorn needs a little more time in the microwave, and I completely agree. Moving on up next, we got Carlos Handel, who was drafted in round 6 at the 2025 draft. He's a defenseman, and you, my friend, are going directly to Walmart. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just get out of Walmart. Next up, we got Dude, Where's Miraj? Because nobody really knows where he's been over the past couple of seasons. He's like a forgotten first-round pick or something. And listen, I've been very critical of him, especially over the past few months. But he did score a nice goal against the Leafs, and he did stand out quite a bit during that second game. So I feel like he's earned it. He's earned a spot in the average tier. And trust me when I say, Philip, judging by how ruthless I've been so far, that's a pretty good spot to be for you right now, alright? Just get in there, you little Miraj. Next up, we got a personal favorite, Jackie Chan. This is Florian Jacki. Jacki scored a goal in game 1. He was getting plenty of good looks on a line with Ivan Demidov. I thought that line was looking just awesome in game 1. And you know what? In game 2, this is what I like about Chan. Not only was he still getting a couple of good looks, even without Demidov in the lineup, but he was getting his licks in, okay? Because there's more than one way that this young man can influence a game. That automatically puts him over a lot of the rest here. And for me, personally, it's enough to put him right here in the really good tier. Next up, we got Manscom. This guy was invited. He's got a really cool story. Even grew up a Habs fan, apparently. However, off to Walmart he goes because he just didn't really stand out, in my opinion. Unlike the next guy, the king, Ivan Demidov. who not only went out there and grabbed the ball by the horns in game 1. No. He broke the ball's friggin' ankles, man. This kid was a standout. He was easily the best player on the ice during the game against the Jets. And you know what's funny? That's why there's 6 tiers, because he's in a league of his own right here, okay? The kid is a beauty. Next up is Malik McGowan, a 20-year-old defenseman who was also invited to camp. Unfortunately for him, again, he didn't really stand out, so off to Walmart he goes. And now we got a guy that I was really excited to watch, Luke Tuck. I thought he looked really good during preseason last year. The Canadians, they even made him captain during this rookie showcase, if you can believe it. But unfortunately, Luke he didn't really do a whole lot. And you know what? That hurt me, Luke. Okay, I was disappointed. I'm just going to go ahead and put you in the underwhelming category, but Jacob Fowler, my man, I thought he looked really good during these games. In fact, I feel like if the Canadians actually left him between the pipes during that game against Winnipeg, they probably would have won the game. Just saying. He's going in the really good tier where he belongs. And Mark Estapa, get your ass down here. You're up next, and I'm going to call you Mustafa from now on. Just makes it a little easier. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Mustafa stirred up quite a big pile of shit against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Sunday. He got in a tilt. He was throwing a couple of big hits, so you know what that means. This man actually escaped the Walmart tier by providing me some joy and entertainment. Congratulations, Mustafa. You are officially in the not good tier. Next up, we got another goalie. Oh my god, and I'm probably going to butcher this one. He was drafted by the Canadians back in 2024, and his name is Mikas Bikvanaj. Nailed it. Now, this kid had a bit of a rough start during that game against Winnipeg. I'm pretty sure the first 2 shots he faced went behind him directly in the back of the net. However, to his credit, you could blame some of that second goal on David Reinbacher. But still, I just didn't feel like this goaltender really stood out or anything. Next up, we got an absolute legend. This is the moment that a lot of you have been waiting for. It's one of my personal favorites, and I was really hoping that he was going to crack this team right out of camp. His name is Wang. Matthew Wang. Can you imagine the excitement? The memes that this young man could potentially provide? The man, he made an attempt. We got to give him that. However, like a lot of these folks, he was cut from the lineup, or circumcised, however you want to put it. So off to the Walmart tier you go, my friend. Owen Protz is coming up next, and this man is just pure evil back there on the blue line. If you've ever wondered what Charlie Manson would look like on the ice, this is it right here. This kid's an animal. Protz was drafted in round 4 back in 2024 by the Canadians, and I thought he was a bit of a standout compared to everyone else just based off of all this physicality alone. In fact, he caught my attention so much that I like him. I'm going to put him in the average tier. Now, Owen Beck is coming up next, and this is a guy that was underwhelming in my opinion. Beck didn't really accomplish a whole lot during the weekend. I feel like he was even beginning to get a little frustrated with himself. Looked kind of angry out there during that game against the Leafs, but again, it's 2 games. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of more good looks during the preseason. The same could be said about quite a few people on this list. Oliver Kapanen. Now, here's a player that one could argue belongs in the really good tier. And he did have a good weekend, but he didn't really stand out during that second game. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the average tier, which again, still puts him above the vast majority of people on this list. Next up, we got Avril Lavigne. I thought she looked alright, especially in game 1 against Winnipeg. At one point, she even got a shot on goal. But still, I'm not feeling it. She's going to Walmart. Tyler Thorpe, I thought he was a little underwhelming. I expected to see a little more. I expected him to be average, to be honest. And Vincent's Rohrer, again, was underwhelming. Last but not least, Deneen, go to Walmart. Now, I can't stress it enough that this list might seem a little harsh, okay? I know some of you aren't going to be happy watching this, but I'm trying to be honest. And I just expected the Habs rookies to do a lot more than what they did, especially against the Leafs. Gee. Fortunately, some of these names are going to have a lot more opportunities, more chances to shine, and I'm sure they all learned quite a bit about themselves over the weekend. But that's going to do it. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Please don't forget to slap that like button right across the back of the neck before you leave here. And hey, I'll see you next time.